Good morning, dear students. Welcome in social science class. Dear students, we have already completed our chapter 5, Water Surrounding the Earth. But in this chapter, we are having a very important topic, that is the various movements of ocean water. We have discussed the theoretical section, but the map section is left about to discuss, and we will discuss today in this video about the major ocean currents of the world in this world map. Here we have the different ocean currents in this, warm currents and cool currents we will discuss. So first of all, before moving towards the topic, we should know about what exactly the ocean currents are. So ocean currents are the large masses of surface water that circulates in different patterns in oceans. Or in simple words, we can say that these are the continuous movements of mass of water in a particular direction and making different patterns over there on the water. It is further divided, we can say that, in two parts, just like we have a stream and drift. Stream means the fast moving currents, a fast moving water, and drift, that is slow moving current or slow moving water positions or situations. And next we have how the ocean currents are caused. Ocean currents are caused, the first factor is about the winds. The winds, here we can discuss about that ocean currents are caused by, the first factor is winds, in which we have the planetary winds and seasonal monsoon winds. Planetary winds are those winds who are moving in the same direction, and seasonal winds are those who are depend, or simple words we can say that these are the monsoonal winds. On the other hand, we have trade winds or westerlies who are moving and just providing the water facilities. The trade winds, we can say that, having the direction or the areas they just covered from 0° equatorial regions to 30° north and south. We can see here in the map, just like we have here top equatorial region, this one, the 30° north and 30° south. And next we have westerlies, they are 30° to 60° north and south. Next we have Coriolis effect, very important Coriolis effect. In this chapter you don't have, but in higher classes you will have this topic. Coriolis effect is a force due to the rotation of the earth which deflects any free body. If we are, suppose we are forcing here, then other anything, they are deflecting the force in back. We are not able to suppose to force anything, or we can change their position. Suppose if we are forcing towards the wall, we are touching wall, we cannot shift wall, but the wall can again deflects the same force towards back. Next we have the density of water. Density of water, we have more water. If we have more water, density means the concentration of the water level. If we have the more concentration of water, then it sinks more, because the level of water will be high, then the sinking level is also high. And on the other hand, when we have the less water, it sinks less weight, and it will rises up, because when we have the hot water, it can evaporate very fastly and it can be rises up very fastly. Then we have density of water. It depends on the two factors, the temperature and salinity. Temperature, when temperature increases, density decreases, because temperature will increase, the more evaporation will be there, the concentration of water will be less. On the other hand, what happened, the water rising up. And on the other hand, salinity factor is also affect the ocean currents. If the water is more saline, the density will be more, and if the water is less saline, the density will be less. Next, we have the types of ocean currents. It is further divided into two parts, the depth and temperature. It is broadly categorized into two parts. On the depth, we have the surface water and the deep water. Surface water covers around the 10% of the ocean water, and deep water is covered around the 90% of the ocean water. On the other hand, we have temperature. On the basis of temperature, we have warm ocean currents, which is we are getting in the east coast of the map, and cold ocean currents, which we are getting in the map in the oceans, the western coast. Warm currents, these move from equatorial region to mid latitudinal region. Here we can say that the equatorial region, the 0 degree, the equatorial region, and the eastern part, we can say that the eastern part we are getting the warm currents, the 30-degree here and 30-degree here. The mid latitudinal areas, mid latitudinal areas in the same on the top also. And next we have here the cold currents. These currents move from the mid latitudinal to equatorial regions. Their directions are from bottom to the top, or simple words, they are moving in this direction, the mid latitudinal towards the equator, and the warm currents, they are moving from equator to the mid latitudinal areas. Cold currents are deep water currents with more density and more sinks, because cold currents, if they are cold, they are sink more and their density more just because of their weight. But on the other hand, warm currents, they are lighter as compared to the cold currents. That's why they are just moving and rising up. On the other hand, we can consider the warm currents, the surface water, and the cold currents, we can say the deep water. Now we can discuss the movement of the currents, the warm currents and the cold currents according to the ocean wise. First, I'm taking the Atlantic Ocean, the North Atlantic Ocean, and the South Atlantic Ocean. We have already discussed about the stream and the drift. Stream means the fast moving currents and drift means the slow moving current. The first, we can say that the movement of Brazilian current here is a warm current moving from equatorial region towards the south pole or the South Atlantic region, and then after it is just Brazilian shoulders we have, and it is just hitting back because we have here land area. That's why they cannot move here, they are just moving in this world. So we have here South Atlantic, it is your cold current just because near the polar region. Then here we have the Benguela current. It is named just after the Angola here, Angola country, and it is Benguela is named after the Angola. And then after here we have the South Equatorial region. Here is your equator. This one is, we have the southern hemisphere, the South Equatorial region. This was, we have the northern hemisphere, the North Equatorial region. The winds, they are moving from this direction, the currents, they are moving in the same direction, but here we have the equatorial counter which can counter the directions of the ocean currents. And here they are making a gyre here, gyre, Gyre. It means, we can say that the warm currents and cold currents are meeting together and making a fishing ground. Similarly, when we are talking about the North Atlantic Ocean, here we have the Gulf Stream. Just look it carefully. Gulf Stream. Gulf Stream is the fastest moving current in the world. The very fastest moving current, and it is also moving towards in this direction. And it is rising up just because it is a warm current and it is rising up. Here we have the Erminger Current. Here we have the Cold Current, Labrador Current. They are joining together, and they are again turning back the Canary Current we have here, and they are joining together here, and again they are making a very famous fishing ground here, the Grand Banks fishing ground. Very famous fishing ground, because when the warm current and cold current they are meeting together, they are making a nutritive zone, which is good for the fishing and fishing grounds as well. And here we have the North Pole region, the cold region. They are just because of these warm currents, these areas, the Scandinavian area, the uh, Ireland area, Great Britain area, we can say that they are also having the warm currents, and they are also ice free during these traveling of the warm ocean current. Here we have the North Atlantic drift, that is your slow moving current. Next, we are talking about the Pacific Ocean, the North Pacific Ocean and the South Pacific Ocean. Here it is a Peruvian current. Peruvian current is also known as the Humboldt current. It is also known as Humboldt current. All right, and it moves because it is a cold current. That's why it is moving from bottom to the top, and it is moving in this direction, the South Equatorial region. Again, we have a counter attack of the ocean currents, North Equatorial and the South Equatorial zone. And here we have the South Pacific current, the cold current. They are just moving in the straight direction, the South Pacific, South Atlantic, South Indian Ocean, and the South Pacific over here, East South Pacific. Here West South Pacific Ocean currents, and these are cold current. That's why they are moving in the same direction towards the polar regions. And here we have the Alaska region. Again, it is a very cold region, but just because of the warm currents, it is moving. Warm currents are moving over here. That's why they are ice free zones. And here also we are getting one Alaska current, which can provide a very humid, heat zone over here. And somewhere we can say that again the cold currents are moving back towards the equatorial counter here, or north equatorial zone. Again they are making a one gyre here, and we were having the Northwest America fishing grounds, very famous. Now on the other hand, we are talking about here the Indian Ocean. Here we have the Agulhas, that is again moving backward towards the polar region, warm current Agulhas. We are having here the land area, that's why it is hitting back the currents, and they cannot touch the coastal regions, but they can changing the temperature of these coastal regions. Then we have the South Indian cold current, again West Australia current, and they are again a counter attack of the ocean currents. Again they are making a gyre here, or the fishing ground, we can say that, where we can say that the cold currents and warm currents are meeting together. Again we have here East Australian warm current, South Equatorial, North Equatorial, and the equatorial counter attack here. They can move in the same direction, the warm currents over here and the equator, and the cold currents near the polar regions. Then here we have the warm currents. It is again moving towards the polar region, just because it is lighter in weight, it is rising up. Here we have the Kuroshio current, the warm current, and Oyoshio current, that is your cold current. They are meeting together here, and they are making a fishing ground, Northeast Asia fishing ground. This one is your fishing ground, very famous, we can say that, for the fishing and the trade and commerce. Here we have North Pacific. So in this whole, we can say that they are helping, the ocean currents are helping in navigation as well as for the trade and commerce. So today we have discussed about this, the warm currents, what exactly the warm currents are, what exactly the cold currents are, what exactly the drift, stream, and how they are working. The warm currents, they are moving from central towards the polar, south polar and the north polar regions. But on the other hand, the cold currents, they are moving from the polar region towards the equator and from north polar region towards the equator. Warm currents are mostly found in the eastern zone, and the cold currents are mostly found in the western zone. All right, so this was all about your today's ocean currents. Thank you.